It's Navam full moon day today, and it commemorates the appointment of Lord Buddha's first chief disciples, Sariputta and Mugalan, and the establishing of the first ever Buddhist council proclaiming the code of fundamental ethics for Buddhist monks. As we welcome you to Kaleidoscope with me, Savithri Rodrigo, our backdrops will signify some vignettes relevant to this full moon day. While we have a diverse array of news to share with you on the program, we must also remind you of the exciting Kargil's International Women's Day Festival of the Changemakers that begins from the 1st of March. This Monday, we feature the peace prompters Sara Kabir, Amalini Desera and Yamini Ravindran. Ahead on Kaleidoscope, Sri Lanka has designed the world's first smart mask. We find out about boutique retail, discuss the duties of death and enjoy some star time with a Derana dream star. Plus, a quick look at the week that was. While reflecting on the significance of Navam full moon, the Gangaramaya temple, one of the oldest Buddhist temples in Colombo, started by the famous scholar monk Hikkaduwe Sri Sumangala Nayaka Thera in the late 19th century, is one that comes to mind. Now, on with our Kaleidoscope snapshot. Sri Lanka estimates a government revenue shortfall of 450 billion rupees this year, with total debt rising to 99.3% of GDP. Sri Lanka's inflation was at 3.7% in January, with prices of essential goods rising sharply. Worker remittances continued upwards, with the January income up by 16% to $675 million. 2020 remittance income topped $7.1 billion. The tea industry began on a 3-year high with a 5% increase in production to 23 million kilograms. IATA says global passenger demand in 2020 was down by 75.6%, while forward bookings fell sharply. Shipping giant Maersk aims for carbon-neutral container shipping by 2023. Pakistani police popped their rollerblades on to catch Karachi's criminals. And a wild sheep was rescued in Australia and shorn of 35 kilograms of fleece, nearly half the weight of an adult kangaroo. In our background is the now famous Seema Malakaya, which was originally constructed in the 19th century but sank slowly into the waters of the Beara Lake. It was architect Geoffrey Bawa who, inspired by ancient monasteries in Anuradhapura and Rittigala, redesigned the temple to what you see today. Now, here's our People's Bank news capsule. Ever since the onset of COVID, the concept of supermarket shopping changed, and while door-to-door deliveries flourished, so did the concept of boutique retail. Founder of Park Street Gourmet and Wine, as well as the person behind ZipSip, Sri Lanka's first on-demand app for rapid delivery of everything from wine to beer to grocery, Suren Merchandani explains the concept of boutique retail and how it will shape the future of shopping.
The COVID-19 pandemic has seen a tremendous impact in our industry. First of all, there's been a proliferation of smaller format stores as consumers prefer the safety factor of going to shop in a store with a lower footfall. Our boutique FMCG retail is about creating a physical and emotional and service experience around shopping for products in your pantry or larder at price points that are comparable to that of a traditional supermarket. It's important to remember, boutique retail does not mean higher prices at checkout. So I think the trends in our sector would be best described by comparing it to a traditional supermarket. Supermarket shopping is regarded as a fairly mundane activity, and you see boutique retailers making a lot of investment in this physical and service experience that I kept talking about to create a different shopping experience for the consumer. We make lots of investment in technology, and you will find boutique retailers are very customer orientated, and we have intense engagement with our consumers about what they want and what they desire. Great ambience, great interiors, good music are all key elements that come together to make it work.
The Colombo stock market continued on its slippery slope this week too. The old share price index continued its downward movement, falling by 4.2% this week, while the average daily turnover fell to 2.85 billion rupees. Oil prices edged higher amid continued outages in the United States and a weaker dollar, with WTI oil moving firmly above $63 per barrel this week. Gold prices edged lower this week as higher US Treasury yields dented the metal's appeal. Gold is currently trading at a near 6-month low of $1,795 per ounce. The insurance industry is people-centric and dependent on personal contact. And Srilanka Life has proven that even in challenging times, a good business model works. The market leader in the life insurance sector for 17 consecutive years, Srilanka Life recorded an income of 36.98 billion rupees in 2020. Sri Lanka's apparel industry continues to make waves around the world. The Australian Open men's final was an all-MAS final. Both Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev wore Sri Lanka's MAS manufactured polo t-shirts, and MAS will be the star in all tennis Grand Slams this year, as Lacoste has picked MAS to be its clothing manufacturing partner in 2021. Then there's apparel manufacturer Hyderabad, which became the first in the world to design and develop a sustainable smart mask with respiration sensory technology. Here's Hyderabad's Discovery Lab COO Tusita Kure in an exclusive of yet another world's first by Sri Lanka.
Approximately $166 billion was estimated to be spent on face masks in 2020. Single-use masks and PPE have created a huge environmental impact, and the Hyderabad Group, as an organization focused on sustainability, we set out on a mission to develop a sustainable face mask. So what is Breathtech SQ? It is a face mask that incorporates a removable smart sensor that is made using Ceylon graphene. Linked through a proprietary mobile app, the user can measure wearing time, which helps give alerts on when to wash the mask fit, breathing rate, and the carbon dioxide buildup inside the mask. The project is a joint venture among Hyderabad Group, Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology, and Surf Technologies.
Italian sculptor Arturo Di Modica died this week, but not without leaving his legacy as an icon of the global stock market. Wall Street's charging bull was installed in New York in 1989 without permission after the 1987 stock market crash as a symbol of strength and power of the American people. Ballet is all about balance, isn't it? Well, if you look at this ballerina, she takes it to the next level. This Brazilian ballerina, who was born without arms, uses her feet to do everything, including picking things from supermarket shelves. We'll be back with Shannon Raymond on the duties of death on Srilanka Life. Let's talk.
With Srilanka Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Srilanka Life, a relationship for life.
It is one of the oldest professions in the world, and with a traced history in ancient Egypt, where as far back as 2600 BC, the art of embalming would take as much as 70 full days for a single corpse. Death care professionals are now referred to as funeral directors, undertakers, and morticians. South and Southeast Asia has just 2 qualified morticians, and one of them is Shannon Raymond, who heralds from a long line of funeral professionals. When he qualified at 18, he was the youngest in the world. A member of the Australian and British Institutes of Embalmers and holding a diploma in bereavement counselling, Shannon is a professional dancer as well, having performed with the Victoria State Opera and the Edinburgh and Covent Garden festivals. He's also a great wood carver. I had a chat with him in our studio to find out a little bit more about this rather dark profession that most of us know about but never really want to talk about. Shannon, what should a layperson like me, for instance, know about your profession?
To be in this profession, we have to be very empathetic towards those who come seeking our assistance. It is important for us to understand that those who come to us are in a very emotionally fragile state, and therefore what I would say to a layperson is trust us. It's important. We'll take care of you.
There's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, myths that surround the careers of an undertaker. Can you just shed some light on some of these?
A lot of these myths and stuff are governed by fear. It's the fear of the unknown. People just, start making aspersions on things that, they fear. Personally, being in this industry for so long, I have not encountered such paranormal activity. So I'm probably not the best person to ask, but that doesn't mean to say I dispel, these myths. It's possible. There are also things like, these things of fear where people say, people in this industry are alcoholics or drug addicts or things like that. Well, I personally don't drink, I don't smoke, so I guess that goes out the window.
You are one of two qualified morticians in the whole of Southeast Asia. How important is qualifying in this profession, and how important is professionalism as well?
Qualifications are important because it's a globally recognized thing, and for repatriation, especially of foreign cases, they need certificates. They need certified documents saying that the person being repatriated has been treated under international standards. I mean, this industry is not officially recognized or taken much note of, but we have to have what shall I say, a high level of professionalism, because there are certain ethics that we have to follow, like the medical profession.
So does it make good sense for a young person to make this a career option?
There are lots of people who have some of them currently working with us, who came to us just because they felt the need to want to help people, want to help society, and they, having done their research, they found that this is a good place to start. So it is a profession that in the Western world people are not even permitted to enter till they are above 21 years of age, because they are looking for some level of maturity.
As a final question, what would you like to see for your profession?
Standardization, acceptance, probably maybe some certification locally, because there are lots of people doing the same profession in various parts of the country, and they're finding it tough too. So why not give them the chance by recognizing their profession, recognizing what they do, give them some sort of dignity. I personally would like to see a lot more of the younger generation finding out about the profession, because it changes your perception on life. It does change your outlook. It makes you more humane and less materialistic.
That was Shannon Raymond on the life and times of a funeral director on Selinko Life. Let's talk.
With Selinko Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Selinko Life, a relationship for life.
We will return with Derana dream star Falan Andrea on Singer Life in 60. Navam is not complete without a glimpse of the Gangaramaya temple's elaborate pageant, the Navam Perahera, which took to the streets first in 1979. Performers feed off the energy of the audience. For Falan Andrea, that's one thing she hasn't been able to experience after she was crowned Derana Dream Star in season 9, because COVID hit and put a stop to any live performances. So what has it been like? Here she is on Singer Life in 60. So Falan, you came into the spotlight during COVID time when there were no events, no entertainment possibilities, and absolutely nothing for you to showcase your talents. How have you navigated that area?
As an entertainer, there are no events. Performances, events have been cancelled. I've used my social media platforms to get to people, and I've even planned my other songs, my originals. So hoping to put those out as well.
Malpibi dena ek vasanta samayaka ob hamu evi kiya Perum pura maga balauni me mama ai tavana vedaya Malpibi dena ek vasanta samayaka ob hamu evi kiya Perum pura maga balauni me mama ai tavana vedaya.
Now, that is star quality. Thank you, Falan and Andrea, for giving us that impromptu performance and also chatting with us on Singer Life in 60. Just a reminder to let us know about the program and give us some ideas and suggestions too. Do subscribe to Kaleidoscope with Savithri Rodrigo or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Just scan the QR code on your screen to get yourselves onto our YouTube channel. The vaccinations are being rolled out, but that doesn't mean we let our guard down. Keep washing those hands. Use Amami hand wash, which comes in some lovely fragrances, to stay safe and healthy. Now, here's your Kaleidoscope takeaway. The best time for new beginnings is now.